dismantle Arco's dump. The site has been targeted of complaints, as in East Cleveland, the state EPA is coming to the rescue of Noble Road residents, spending $6 million to remove construction debris from the 6-acre illegal dump that towers over their homes. By the end of July, trucks will begin emptying out the 4-story mountain at Arco Recycling, Ohio EPA directors have said. As a matter of fact, the site includes concrete, dirt, lumber, and anything else in a demolished home, and is one of the worst in the state. With dump trucks carting away loads every 6 minutes, a third of the debris will be gone in 100 days. It will take 10 months to finish the work. As a matter of fact, this news ends a 3-year nightmare for the city, which has sought relief from the state for more than a year. Residents said they were pleased, but remained worried about health effects. The site is awful, terrible, and ugly, said County Executive Armand Budish, who worked with some of the others in the EPA.
Wait a minute, hold it right there, because I'm going to break this whole thing down for you. Well, who said what? Say that again.
The site is awful, terrible, and ugly, said County Executive Armand Budish.
All right, wait right there. Listen. We ain't giving out fake news. We're giving out real news. Amish Budish is a part of the problem. He's one of the people that allowed this dump to happen. As a matter of fact, he also let the company coming in dump there. He's a part of it. Go ahead. Oh, no, Armand Budish, you're not going to get out of it that easy. You're a part of the problem on this dump. Go ahead.
He said this is a nice example of what you can do when you collaborate.
Collaborate? Wait a minute. Before he collaborated to let Arco put that dump there, and he collaborated on what's the agency that
Arco?
No, the agency that
EPA?
No, that get the abandoned houses.
Land bank.
The land bank. He collaborated on letting the land bank dump parcels dump this dump on this parcel. Go ahead.
The County Board of Health, which declared the property a nuisance in March, will seek proposals for a contractor to do the work. East Cleveland Mayor Brandon King said he was on council in 2013 when Arco proposed using the former manufacturing site at 1705 Noble Road for construction recycling.
All right, okay, so here we are. Brother Brandon King, who is the mayor now, he helped approve of this site, even though he was not the council at that. He was not the mayor at that time. Gary Norton is the council. Continue, brother. This is very hot. Wait a minute before we go any further. Listen, Melanated Media News, Sam, Melanated Media News. Mm-hmm. Lord have mercy, you played such a great part in this whole situation, visiting and man, you did more work than anybody on this site. I wanted to give you a congrats right now, but it's not over yet. Continue, son. Read it.
The land once part of General Electric's 92-acre Neela Park lighting complex. Wow, that's what they used. Then the city sold it in 2012 to Arco, officially by March 2015 for $125,000.
There it is.
Go ahead, keep moving.
King said Arco provided jobs and was recycling material.
Okay, King said Arco. That's one of the biggest farce that there was. You understand? Yeah. They provided a few penny ante jobs. You understand? Nothing constructive. See, this is one of the biggest cockaboos. And they provided they provided a whole lot of jobs. They did not. They provided a few to work there, which wasn't worth the dirt under my shoe when it comes to this dump. Go ahead, read.
King said Arco provided jobs and was recycling material. At some point, it went south as the debris continued.
From the beginning, it went south. Not from some point. It went south when Mayor Norton, when Councilman King, and the rest of the council people got together and voted that Arco could have this land and they could start that dump. Go ahead, brother.
As the debris continued to accumulate and nothing was removed from the site, It's located near people's
Okay,
homes.
all right. So it continued to accumulate,
Yes, it
and
did.
nothing was done about the site. In other words, it started as flat land, and all of a sudden it accumulated to a mound. And go ahead.
He said that it started problems for people in East Cleveland, Cleveland Heights, and Cleveland. Some people began.
All right, hold on right there. Listen, this ain't no fake news here. Okay. It started. Say that again. It started what?
It started to cause problems for people in East Cleveland.
East Cleveland. All right, hold it right there. East Cleveland. Look, they dumped. They didn't care nothing about us. You understand? I live two streets from there on Hastings Avenue. They didn't care nothing about us, and they sure didn't care nothing about Miss LeBon and the people that live right on Noble Road. They dumped it right into their backyard where they was barbecuing and having their guns and stuff. So it affected rats and rodents came all around East Cleveland. Miss LeBron and them couldn't breathe, so surely it affected East Cleveland. Who else it affect?
Cleveland Heights.
Okay, Cleveland Heights. I want to talk about Cleveland Heights because the mayor of Cleveland Heights is on the Land Bank Commission. And the Land Bank Commission under Amish Buddhists, they approved of this site so the Land Bank could dump stuff on this site. Go ahead. So it affected Cleveland Heights. There's some culpability here. That's what I'm saying. Talk.
East Cleveland, Cleveland Heights, and Cleveland.
All right, Cleveland. Listen, Cleveland, they laid back like Rip Van Winkle. We tried to get them to come forth. Oh, it's affecting you. Oh, no, that's East Cleveland. Oh, go ahead, brother.
Some people
culpability, that's what I'm at.
Some people began voicing concerns in 2014, but it wasn't until 2016 that residents mobilized and began complaining.
Let me tell you this right now.
All right.
Listen, this is listen. I love Philip Morris. I want to get him on the program sometime. One of the finest writers at the Plain Dealer. This is not. I just brought that up as a comment. This has nothing to do with him. But the Plain Dealer would not write an article, would not do nothing on that dump until the EPA come in and almost shut it down. Plain Dealer, you should be shaming yourself. Now you want to write about it. Now you want to talk about it. But when Miss LeBron, the 108-year-old women, and all of us were complaining about it, you wouldn't come out and do a story. You thought you was too good to come out and do a story on a dump in East Cleveland.
I reached out several times and they did not respond.
They would not respond. Continue, bro. Culpability. Come on.
And people began complaining to the city, county, and EPA about dust, noise, and the type of materials dumped behind their homes. ARCO had been recycling just enough material to be considered a recycling operation and was so exempt from state regulations for solid waste dumping. But in January, the EPA, which had visited the site in the summer of 2016, returned in response to residents' complaints and determined the site was an open dump. As a matter of fact, they gave orders to ARCO Recycling to stop accepting construction.
Let's talk about, son, you're doing good. Let's talk about ARCO for a moment, okay, recycling or whatever they were. That guy that owned ARCO was one of the nastiest, meanest men that we ever come across. Yes, sir. He thought that he could do whatever he wanted to do in East Cleveland. He thought that his name is Riley, I think. Yeah, Riley. Yes, sir. He thought that he could do whatever he wanted to do with East Cleveland, talk about us the way he wanted to talk about it. He even tried to intimidate me when I went to that dump. As a matter of fact, 44112news.com has it on film. He tried to throw me off the property, tried to intimidate me. He couldn't intimidate me, but he's one of the... Listen, he need to go to jail.
He covered the dump up when we did the march. Remember, he had the tarp all around the fence.
Yeah.
So nobody could see the dump.
Yes, he completely disrespected us. Go ahead, brother. Read.
ARCO, which has stopped taking waste at the site, appealed the order to the Ohio Environmental Review Appeals Commission, where it is pending at the moment.
All right, listen. This Riley and his company was so arrogant that even after the EPA came in and shut it down, he appealed it and said, "Hey, we ain't doing nothing wrong but dumping trash on black folks' backyard. Take it away. Come on, brother."
While Ohio has several large
somebody got to go to jail. Come
recycling facilities.
You can't do that in our neighborhood and just get away with it. Come on.
That are predominantly dumps. ARCO is the only one, that abuts homes. That is one of the particular concerns because there are some real quality of life challenges and it is the most important
Read that
site.
again, son.
This is one of particularly concern because there are some real quality of life challenges.
Quality of life challenges. Go ahead.
This is a very high priority for us in the EPA. We know the impact to the local residents and are very sensitive to that.
Well, when did they get sensitive? Come on, talk.
Senator Matt
They
Dolan.
got sensitive. Wait a minute. They got sensitive because they know that we want somebody to go to jail, and so all of a sudden they are sensitive because we're going to call them out. Go ahead.
Senator Matt Dolan, a Chagrin Falls Republican, has introduced a
You don't
measure.
do this in our community. You don't do this in my backyard and think you're going to get rid of it and we ain't going to say nothing to do something. Listen, I might not be on the radio tomorrow, but I took a stand today on this issue. Let's talk.
Senator Matt Dolan has introduced a measure in the upcoming budget to transfer $6 million from an EPA litter prevention fund.
All right, hold on. Senator who?
Senator Matt Dolan.
Senator Matt Dolan, when we reached out to him 2 or 3 years ago and told him about this, he turned his back. But all of a sudden, what do you want to do now?
He's transferring $6 million from an EPA litter prevention fund to be used to clean up the site. The state will give that money as grants to the county. The Board of Health will oversee the cleanup until the budget is passed, though how EPA is providing $1 million.
Wait a minute. You hold it right there. Listen, we went to our Congresswoman, Marsha Fudge. We went to all those legislators. They turned their back on us. They wouldn't do anything. They said, hey, it's a dump in East Cleveland. Join the club of the other dumps in East Cleveland. And you know what? Now, I want y'all to pay very close attention to this as you read further in the amendment. I want you to pay. Listen, these legislators, Budish and all the rest of them, they don't come in here and they don't legislate, and all of a sudden they put how many million?
$6 million.
They don't put $6 million and say this dump is going to be removed in $100 in 100 days.
100 days.
If they don't know they're wrong, they know they're so wrong. They know they're sweating in wrongness, so they want to get rid of it quick because still somebody go. What you say, brother?
Sweating bullets.
They're sweating bullets. And we're going to call them out on it. We appreciate the dump being removed, but somebody got to go to jail. Go ahead.
As a matter of fact, the
Hey,
state...
wait a minute. They always want Art McCoy to go to jail. I got him this time. Somebody else going to jail. Come on.
The state hopes to recover the cost and will determine what parties are responsible.
What? Say that again.
The state hopes to recover the
Come on,
cost and will determine what parties are responsible, including ARCO and perhaps contractors that dump debris.
Okay, hold it right there, because here's where I want Melanated Media News to come in. Because Melanated Media News, see, there's another part of this that they ain't talking about. And talk about them trucks, son.
I got numerous footage of trucks with the top removed and the debris inside. When they're driving those dump trucks, the top is supposed to remain all over on top and rolled out so the debris and the smell doesn't... They were riding around the city, East Cleveland, wherever, with those tops removed.
Go ahead, let him talk, son. Go ahead. Come on, further talk. Wait a minute, that's one part of the truck. Tell the whole story, man.
Well, the diesel fuel
Thank
exhaust
you.
is the main thing, and that was the main issue that I saw with the dump site. Diesel fuel exhaust is a carcinogen by the EPA. The EPA knows that the diesel fuel exhaust is a cancer-causing agent. They know that train smoke is the same as diesel fuel exhaust. That is also worse than diesel fuel exhaust. It's a cancer-causing agent. So when you have the train tracks right next to the dump within walking distance, you have those trucks, the tractors that stay on the site, that don't leave the site, that are letting off diesel fuel exhaust. It's basically a hub of diesel fuel exhaust cancer-causing agents in the community. I did that video last year.
All right, so we're not only, listen, we do our research. We ain't got no slick producers that's feeding us. We do our research. So in other words, not only do we have the poison from the toxic dump, but we also have the poison from the diesel fuel and what Sam of Melanated Media just told you.
The train smoke, basically. But in different parts of the world, they're banning diesel fuel. This is what I was trying to say a year ago. We don't know the effects of diesel fuel, but if you go to London, like I said, that was the top issue for the mayoral election was banning diesel fuel. That's how important it is. So when King says that it's not a health hazard, everything is fine, he's wrong.
All right, so in other words, brother, common sense will tell you that hundreds and hundreds of
Yes.
trucks that you film coming in and out of this street, in and out of this in and out of this neighborhood residence
All day, they're all day.
All day. It had to do some damage, right?
It had to, and you don't recognize the damage right off the bat. It takes years to accumulate, and the elderly and children are the most vulnerable because their bodies and systems, like their lungs, aren't as developed yet, or they're weakening. In the case of Miss Laban, who maybe this news might have saved her life.
216-578-1490. 216-578-1490. Listen, this whole thing is dedicated to Miss Laban. She died a month ago at 109. She's the one brought us into this whole matter. She brought us out there and said, hey, y'all help me. Listen, come have breakfast with me. But look, I can't eat breakfast because dust is all over my kitchen table. And when I eat, I'm eating dust. I'm eating toxic dust from this dump. It's killing me. Y'all please help me. That's how we got involved.
The EPA currently has no jurisdiction to regulate facilities such as ARCOs. Legislation, which has been approved in the Senate and is expected to be passed in the House next week, would give the Ohio EPA the authority to regulate construction debris recycling centers. The Construction Demolition Association has supported the bill.
All right, all of a sudden, this is my final comment. All of a sudden, listen, how much money?
$6 million.
Listen, all of a sudden, $6 million appears. Okay, this is phenomenal. Don't be tricked. Don't be bamboozled. All of a sudden, $6 million appears when before nobody would touch it. Not the plain dealer, most TV news agencies, only Sam Melanated Media News, 44112news.com, 216-578-1490 is the number. If you want to call, 216-578-1490 is the number. If you want to text,
you can text us at 216-804-7462.
All right, listen. So here's what happened. All right, we're going to go right to our phone call. But here's what happened. I got a latest foundation clearly. Listen, give me that number again, son.
$6 million.
$6 million fell out the sky all of a sudden that they're going to remove the toxic dump in East Cleveland in 100 days. Listen, somebody is under the hot seat. Let me tell you something, and I'm going to tell you right now. Hey, sue me if you want to. You understand? Listen, I wasn't meant to be on this radio station forever, just like I wasn't meant to live forever. But let me tell you this right now. The break-in of Mayor Norton's office, the so-called fake break-in of Mayor Norton's office, because the police and nobody else ain't proved to me that otherwise that it was not fake. And if the chief can come up and give me some evidence that it was a real break-in, I will accept that. And I will accept my responsibility for being wrong. But thus far, no one has came up to me and said that this was a break-in. Therefore, I believe that the break-in of Mayor Norton's office is a part of the ARCO dump situation. He felt like it was recall time and he might get out, so they might have had to come in there and destroy some of those papers. Look, I keep it real. I make it rain.